Cre La Hoya, a continent shrouded in mystery and ancient history, has long been a place of legends and tales. Its sprawling landscapes once dotted with majestic castles, lush kingdoms, and embroiled in epic wars. But Cre La Hoya's fortune took a cruel turn when a series of devastating droughts and famines struck, leading to the tragic demise of its entire population. For a millennia, Cre La Hoya lay untouched and desolate. Its once mighty cities crumbled to the ground, and its fertile fields turning into barren wastelands. The winds of time swept over the land, erasing all memory of the great civilizations that once thrived here. All that remain are the ruins and ancient artifacts of lost civilizations. After 5,000 years of silence, a new era would begin. A group of adventure settlers driven by the dream of prosperity arrived on the western shores of Cre La Hoya. These pioneers believed that this forgotten continent held the promise of a new beginning, a fresh start where they could build a better life for themselves. The settlers established a small village. They brought with them the knowledge and skills necessary for survival. Their village grew slowly but steadily. The settlers of this village began exploring the lush forests, mountains, and rivers of the continent, discovering an abundance of natural riches. They harvested timber and mined precious metals and gemstones. These resources not only sustained the villagers, but also became the foundation for an intricate trade network. They developed a currency and would become known as the Nation of Novarum. The abundance of these resources piqued the interest of others. News of the continent's remarkable offerings spread like wildfire, drawing the attention of explorers and fortune seekers from distant lands. In Novarum, markets sprung up in the village center. The village's central square became a vibrant hub of commerce, attracting traders and merchants who sought to capitalize on the bustling marketplace. Yet Novarum was just one of many destinations on this newly discovered continent. The increasing success of Novarum markets was nothing short of an inspiration to many. A few settlers who had initially arrived in Novarum decided to set up a new settlement just a few hundred blocks away from Novarum. This new community would soon come to be known as Palthia. Palthia emerged as a monarchy, with Ascario, one of the settlers, taking the throne as king. The proximity of Palthia to Novarum played a crucial role in its rapid growth and development. Novarum's markets provided a ready platform for Palthia to trade their resources and goods, and in return, Palthia contributed to the prosperity of Novarum through the resources and products they brought to the table. However, the influx of people to this new continent didn't only take place in Novarum. On the other side of the continent, on a lush island, a coastal settlement was formed. This settlement was called the Farmo Kingdom. But one day, the king of Farmo mysteriously disappeared without a trace, leaving the nation in a state of disarray and confusion. But a prominent political faction within Farmo emerged. This group was the Banana Company, a major seller of bananas worldwide. The Banana Company renamed Farmo to the Banana Kingdom. But after the king returned, all power went back to the king, and it was once again called Farmo. And I know what you're thinking. That's just... And you would be right. The next four nations we'll be talking about are located on the northern side of the map. These nations found themselves in close proximity, and with the pursuit of connection, three of the nations built an extensive road, binding these lands together. The first of these nations was Luxlancia, an absolute monarchy ruled by King Zilge. Luxlancia was a beautiful nation located next to a giant lake and nestled in between mountains. Then, down the road was Rivalhall. Rivalhall was a home to a community of Vikings, people who were determined to keep their ancient traditions alive. They celebrated ancient rituals, festivals, and ceremonies, ensuring that the flame of their Viking identity burned brightly. The third nation connected by this road was Borealis. Borealis was a social capitalist federation, a unique blend of social welfare and capitalism. But what was so unique about Borealis is that it was the only nation at the time with two cities. The people of Borealis were a diverse group and were strengthened by the two cities coming together to become one nation. Unfortunately for Borealis, the central government keeping the two cities together collapsed, causing Borealis to disband as a nation. The once city of Borealis, Korsbar, would become a city of Rivalhall. However, for the capital city, it would become a ghost town. The next nation is Pasa, the northernmost nation on the continent, located in the only snowy region on the map. The history of Pasa is marked by the escape of its people from a cruel dictatorship.
Why? Why?
Which led them to settle in this challenging new environment. The extreme temperatures and scarcity of food have made living conditions in Pasa difficult. However, the players have adapted to their circumstances by relying heavily on fish as a primary source of sustenance. The current leader of Pasa harbors ambitions of spreading his religion globally and becoming the world's pope. While many look at Jogo's ambition as nothing more than a foolish dream, the nation of Quasar is none too pleased. Quasar, located in the jungle on the west side of the map, operates under a triarchy, meaning it has 3 leaders sharing power. Quasar perceives Jogo's ambition as disruptive and unfair to the current religious structures of the world. Now, surely this simple dispute in ideas won't lead to any conflicts in the future. Thousands of blocks away from Quasar, we find this giant island. On this island, we find the nation of Kavir. This island has a rich and tragic history. It was originally inhabited by a large tribe of people who had been on the island for generations, possibly even before the people of Novarum arrived. However, a catastrophic event in the form of a massive fire swept through the island, resulting in the destruction of over half the land. This devastating fire forced the survivors of the tribe to relocate to the northern plateau on the island. It was on this plateau that the nation of Kavir was eventually formed. The formation of Kavir was a response to the need of greater organization, resources, and safety in the wake of this destructive fire. The island has been slowly recovering from this massive fire. However, the wounds from the fire will be remembered for an eternity. This brings us to our last nation, the nation of Paxterra. Paxterra is a unique island nation located in the southern Akikoan Sea. The current leader has been a driving force behind Paxterra's ambitions to expand its influence in the region. One of the most significant recent developments in Paxterra's expansion efforts is the claim of these 3 islands in the Akikoan Sea. These islands, previously uninhabited and largely untouched, are now a part of Paxterra's sovereign territory. But the expansion doesn't stop with the islands. Paxterra has also established a settlement at the mouth of this significant river in the region. This strategic location provides them with access to a vital trade route and opens up opportunities for commerce and cooperation with neighboring nations. These 9 nations stand as the creators of the new era for this continent. Their collective vision and determination bring about fruits of success, breathing life into this promising epic of discovery and progress. However, they must remain ever vigilant, for the road ahead is filled with challenges. For these ambitious nations, they must learn the lessons of the ancient kingdoms that came before them, the rise and fall of great civilizations, the overextensions of empires, and the decay of once thriving cultures are cautionary tales. A new beginning has started, and it's time for these new nations to rise and rule.